hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
Hello. Really glad that I'm explained today because YouTube chat is still having a bit of a weird time with, or Eastern chat's having a bit of a weird time with YouTube. I'm just moving my mic around. Well, maybe if I put it here, it'll be a bit louder for you guys. It's like right in the way though. Hello. It's not broken, it just didn't show up on screen. All's good, Ernie. How's things with you, dude? So today we're going to be flying this. It's the Beech Baron 58. And the very first thing I want to do is tow it. I must disable the brakes. Right. Tow. How to control the tow. Ooh. Haha. That should do. Shut up now. Yeah, fixed it. So, we're using the Reality Expansion Pack version of the Baron 58, which means that I'm going to have to get used to this real fast. Okay, so before I start, checklist, seats positioned unlocked, so that done, parking brakes set, all avionics off, landing gear handle down, cow flap switches check open, fuel selectors check on, fuel selectors are on, I know that much. Circuit breaker switches, equipment checked, battery switch on, beacon on, fuel quantity indicators should both be indicating full, they are. Landing gear position, lights down, lock check. Emergency landing gear, hand crank stowed. Starting mix, full rich. Propeller full forward. Propeller control full forward. Throttle full open. Fuel boost pump high. Close and open 1/2 inch. And start. So number 2 engine on. Control engine 1 full rich. Prop control full forward. Throttle full open. Fuel boost pump is on. And get this engine running. There we go. Just keep the RPM around 1,000. The engine's hot, the ambient temperature is 2 degrees above. Place mixture control on idle cutoff, so fuel pump high, 56 off. Oil pressure 10 psi within 30 seconds. Alternator switch on. I play Farm Sim Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is me chilling out today. Load meters and voltmeter. Check for battery charge, which I'm guessing is okay. Voltmeter check for 28 volts. Again, guessing that's okay. Red start annunciator lights check off. Okay, after starting a taxi, avionics on is required. Don't need that just yet. Exterior lights as required. On taxi lights and nav lights. Below 1,000 RPM. Let's just get a bit more throttle in. Pull the prop controls back. Don't I need ATC clearance? In theory, yes, random, but in practice, this is the area of Africa I'm in at the moment, and there is no ATC on in Harare. So what I'm doing now, just for reference, we've got good temp in engine 2. Engine 1 is still cold for some reason. Slightly concerned that engine 2 might have an issue. So while I'm waiting for that, let's put in our flight plan. There you go. Is that everything? No, that's not everything gone. And clear that. Fantastic. It's showing us the road. Gotta be fantastic. First point is Victor Hotel. This should pop immediately. Yes, and then it is Gadba. Lima Sierra. Hey there, all's good. How's things with you? Fox. Lima. Kilo. Kilo. Why is engine 2 overheating the way that it is? Because that's the one I've been giving full mix to. Right. Brakes are working. It's a crosswind takeoff today. I never checked the actual weather, so I just do that real quick. That's FVRG. There we go. 1026. GPS nav set. Slightly concerned by the temperature in engine 2. Let's pull the RPMs back in that one. Because that temperature is hinting there's something wrong with the engine. I'm not sure what. Let's get this standby. And we're not going to need any flaps for takeoff. I can just launch it straight up. Mixture set to full. And our landing lights on. Our strobe light on. Get these lights on too. What is up with engine 2? Why is engine 2 having issues? Oh dear. we're gonna go single engine temporarily. Because engine 2 was about to fail and I have no idea why. It refused to get the temperature down to something sane. So I'm just gonna let it windmill. This ain't turbulence. There is no turbulence going on right now. The engine 2 is just running very hot, so I've turned it off. And it's made the plane rather unhappy. It's still showing as being excessively hot. I'm gonna try and... That's why the plane's been unhappy. It's not actually... The engine never feathered. Or the props never feathered. Hey, mister. Try and figure out what the hell's going on here. The damper onto. Why are... Well, that explains engine 1. I wonder is it that I just overleaned the engine? Get this up to about 8,000 feet. That's where I've planned for. Plane problems? Yep. Try and get the manifold down, pressure down to about 20. Okay, engine 2, I'm going to say that that's just sensor gone horrifically wrong. Do you have stuff like engine failures in this game? Absolutely. That's why I'm so concerned about engine 2 over here. Let's turn prop sync on. off taxi and landing lights right now. So I'm hoping that's just... Maybe we should make an emergency landing. I could. Definitely. What I'm going to do instead is just try and get the engine temperature down by going up higher. Emergency procedures. Okay, proper. Our engine on the ground. If the engine fails, it's done. Why do I never get just an easy flight in the Baron 58? It stopped showing me the warning about temperatures. Maybe it's going to be happy. Maybe it's realized that I'm not walking Charlie. Maybe it's realized that I should be okay. We're at 8,000 feet. Let's go altitude hold. We're actually at 8,900, so we need to go down a bit. This will get us a bit more speed to actually in theory get the engine a bit cooler. I've planned for 8,000 feet, but I should mention this. My flight plan says 8,000 feet. I'm currently almost 1,000 feet above where I should be. Oh, I'm connected from YouTube chat again. How wonderful, Restream. Thank you. Better, easier plane to fly. Thing is I like the Baron 58. This is literally the second time I've taken it off with the Reality Expansion Pack on, and the first time was about 10 minutes before the stream, maybe a bit longer. Hi, Massey. So I'm not used to the rep pack just yet. There's 8,000 feet. I mean, the worst case scenario here is that the cylinder head explodes, and this engine fails. That is distinctly possible. But we should be okay. Should. This plane is rather loud though. Because of reality back. Cruise climb, mix full rich. There we go. 8,000 feet, 18.8 to 21.2. Fuel flow, full throttle. Cowl flaps should be closed for cruise. Is that not just going to massively... Not going to cause the engines to overheat? I have cruise tables. Must be in the handbook that I don't have access to at the moment, because I couldn't be bothered doing that. Hey Mikey, it's Sylvan and Farmland. I'm on a plane, I'm in a plane, I'm flying the damn thing, in theory. And engine number 2 is looking like it wants to explode, which is always nice. We are 8,000 feet above Zimbabwe at the moment. Can open up avitab and show you guys through maps. Can't show you on Navigraph. So we are here. We're heading here. So looks like the border here is actually a river. That's going to be nice and easy to spot. In between Zimbabwe and Zambia. From Zambia then we're heading over to Lilongwe. It's kind of a triangle-ish route today. So we're heading out of Harare to Lusaka. From Lusaka we're then heading to Lilongwe. That's the plan. I might not make it to Lilongwe today. If I don't, we'll grab something relatively fast, a turboprop, go to Lusaka, Lilongwe, Antananarivo, and then we'll do our little loop around the African Ocean. Or the Indian Ocean, whatever ocean you want to call it. That ocean to the east of Africa. But for now, I'm just gonna cruise. And hope that engine 2 doesn't explode. Can I open the cowl flaps just for engine 2 to try and cool it down a bit? It's going to increase drag on the right hand side of the plane, but I want to try and get the cylinder head temp down, because it's just inexplicably, like, everything else is showing green except engine 2 cylinder head temp. Everything else is perfect. So I'm hoping that's just a bug. I'm hoping it's just maxed out and broken the... Like, it did go above what it should be briefly. But it seems fine other than that. should actually technically have P2 on. Don't need those lighting up. Is there anything else I can do to try and cool the engine off? No. Oh, there's screws. That is actually a genuine engine problem. Cruising nicely at 150 knots though. Actually picking up speed, so we're about 43 minutes out from the Gadba waypoint, and then from Gadba we're basically the flight plan I have. I can't show you on a map annoyingly. Oh no, I can. Hang on. Yeah. So this is our flight plan, pretty much. Bit of a simplified version of it. And it is basically a straight line between Harare here and Lusaka here. And the flight to Lilongwe, which is over here, I believe. Nope. Where's Lilongwe gone? Is it up here? There's Lilongwe. So the flight to Lilongwe is going to be following this line here. This flight route, Romeo 782 Foxtrot, up to about here, and we're gonna turn in for Lilongwe. So we are currently somewhere around, I would say, here-ish. And no, that's expletive. There we go. We do have quite a journey ahead of us. SkyVector reckons this is going to be about an hour and 3/4 worth of flying. I don't think it's going to be quite that bad. But it is going to depend a bit on the winds. I'm just going to turn down the volume in the mix. Oh my god, that's almost no volume. I'm just going to turn down the volume in the mixer slightly. There we go. And we are more or less good. Still concerned about engine 2, but I should be able to. The volume is now at 9%. Should be relatively fine. I need to put a booster on the mic on this. Full on. Can I put? This is something I shouldn't be looking at during the stream. Audio, mic, voice suppression, no. Turn that down a small bit. There we go. So this is going to be a relatively long flight, just to get to not Lilongwe, Lusaka. But it shouldn't be quite as bad as not SimBrief, SkyVector thinks. And I'm horrifically disorganized today because I was half planning on the Farms and Mod Contest mods coming out, so I wasn't really 100% planning on this stream actually taking place. It's looking like they'll come out tomorrow, and I'll be cancelling tomorrow's stream instead. You might notice, by the way, something that has been annoying me the last few days. The big pile of junk that was behind me in yesterday's stream, that's gone. That I have finished tidying my room for once. It's not 100% done. There's still little bits that I want to do, but like my desk needs a bit of a freshen up. But it's mostly done now. The spring clean is kind of, it's been and gone, even though it's June, July, whatever month it is. And I'm kind of glad that I did it, because I've managed to generate quite a lot of space for myself. And I feel better about it. The entire reason, by the way, I want to prove my own idiocy here, so this isn't the greatest thing for me to do. I did because I couldn't find my wallet. Now, I stood up at one point yesterday, after ripping my room to shreds and looking in the living room for about 4 hours. I looked just over there, over in this direction yesterday, and I saw something brown. And just for reference, this is my wallet. Do you notice how brown it is? Yeah, it was hidden over there, just out of eyesight. And I spent about 5 hours looking for the damn thing over the last 3 days. And it was right in front of me every time I came into my room and every time I left. Is this stock plane or payware? I'm presuming that's the question. Both. It is a stock model with a payware set of systems inside. So what I did down there was the other day, I realized I had enough points on the xplane.org store to purchase with those points the REP, the rep, the Reality Expansion Pack for the Beech Baron 58, the default one. So I said to myself, well, why the heck not? That's just the effect that was being amplified for some reason. I said to myself, why the heck not? I mean, it's not going to cost me any money. I've built up these points by buying other stuff. And I've kind of been interested in getting a rep. So I figured, why not get one and see how I do with the Baron rep. And the answer is I'm not doing very well. It feels a lot more, I don't want to say janky. Janky isn't the word. A lot more lively, I think is a better word. Lively than the default Baron. It's a lot more difficult to handle. I'm not used to it at all yet, so I'm kind of having a bit of a struggle keeping up with it, but I'm enjoying it in as much as it's a challenge. I've just realised that the reason I had my mic way up there was so there wasn't a shadow on my face of the microphone. But I'm actually quite a fan of the default Baron with the rep. Like I said, it's a bit of a handful of times, especially at low speeds. It seems to taxi a lot nicer. It is a lot louder than default, and for some reason the right hand engine 2 just did this. This is a cylinder head temperature gauge for engine 2, the right hand engine, and it's for some reason done this, and every other indicator I have, including exhaust gas temp, oil pressure's fine, oil temperature's fine on both engines. It's literally just this one indicator, the cylinder head temperature. So I think it's simulating a failure of a sensor. Which I'll go into maintenance once we get to... is it Lusaka is our first point? Yeah. I'll head into the maintenance hangar with the maintenance report once we get to Lusaka and try and figure out what the hell's gone wrong here. It could be the ambient temperature has somehow screwed it, which is a distinct possibility. But I'll go into the maintenance hangar and figure out what's gone wrong. And I've just realized the beta heater doesn't need to be on. We're not in any way near icy. A few boost pumps can stay on because they seem to be doing something good to the engine. And we're just going to continue flying at 8,000 feet, 150 knots. Ground speed of, is that 154, 184? And yeah, I'm quite happy with where we're going. Comically, the airport FLKK is not actually in existence in the Zambian FIR, in VATSIM for some reason. But let's just ignore that. I'm guessing Lima Kilo Kilo is a new airport. So it's not really in the VATSIM system because they've got a lot of really old airports. And they're still showing Robert Mugabe International Airport, Harare, as just Harare International. Where's my fluid for this? Is it over there somewhere? Oh, if it is, that's a problem. Why leave it up there? This needs a refill. Sound features just drag and drop file. You've got to copy the plane and do some faffery with it. It does have Lewis scripting, I believe, but it honestly, like it, I would. Oh, there it is. I would recommend it. It gives you a good idea of how difficult these things really are to fly. And it, you know, it's a, for me at least, it's a challenge. It's better than just head up, turn on autopilot, and you know, go ham. It seems to be a lot more subtle than why are the engines unbalanced? Was that just a rogue gust? Why are the engines unbalancing? RPM's pretty much balanced. I don't see why one of the engines, it's gonna be engine 2 because I can hear it from the right, is revving up like that. Yeah, that is entirely engine 2. That's made it happier. I maybe need to give just both engines more fuel. That could be a hint that engine 2 is about to fail, by the way. Which is definitely problematic if true. I'll basically need to divert to whatever airport's closest and get down to the ground, figure out what's gone wrong, and not do that again. Decide, it's either this plane or the C90. So the good model is the Aerobasque Robin Dowler. That's the absolute top tier freeware. It's kind of a, it is freeware, but it's advertising Aerobasque's quality effectively. In terms of pitting this and the C90 against each other, the only big difference as such. There are lots of small differences. The only big difference, hey what, is that this is just a cylinder prop. It just has a, I think it's a flat 6 engine or something like that. And the C90 is a turbo prop, so it's got a jet engine kind of propulsion. Or turning the props. Obviously the C90 is gonna behave slightly differently in the air and has a different look to it, but in terms of major differences, it's really just prop versus turbo prop. And the C90, obviously, because the turboprop flies faster through the air. I might swap to the C90 actually. In Lusaka. How are things with you, Welsh? I don't want to say get back to normality. All adjusting to what happened the other day. I still don't know why Engine 2's CHT is that high. It shouldn't be. No other indicator is showing that Engine 2 has issues. The Robin's fantastic. This is using a GNS 450. Or something similar to the GNS 450. The C90 I think uses the same setup in terms of in terms of GPS. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the G1000 is the glass cockpit one. It's not that. Is this the GS? No, it's not the GS 750. That's the fancy one that you gotta pay for. Hello, Matt. I like Airbus too, actually. I really want to get the TOLUS 319. As useless as it be for the purposes of this tour, I'd love it just to fly around in a 319. But what I'm gonna do tonight after the stream is I do have a couple of mods for the mod contest available to me currently, so I'll record spotlights on them and time them and basically just have them unlisted, or not unlisted, private, with everything set up so that when I spot the mods going live I can just book the two of them up straight away, and it's presumably going to be tomorrow that'll happen. And just a quick reminder that if and when the mods do go up tomorrow, that's the stream cancelled. That's the multiplayer stream cancelled because I want to get spotlights done on everything. I have a system planned. Don't know how it'll work, but I have a system planned by which I can run through everything very, I don't want to say very quickly, but very efficiently. And it'll be using a slightly older setup for, well, I'd say for an older setup for recording. It'll be using my full recording setup, which means I gotta open up OBS and get everything set up with that, which it already is. And I'll just be running with that and giving my thoughts on as much that's in the contest as I can give. I don't necessarily want to look at all the maps. Obviously, Greenwich, I want to look at. This is Ireland. I want to look at Oxy's Swiss Future Farm or Future Farm. I want to look at, but other than that, really, there's not a whole lot that I know of that. So that's my Farm Sim mod contest plan. Do I know of anything real interesting in this year's? Well, I heard Matt's making a Ford, but I've also heard it's crap, so I don't know if I'm interested in that or not. But no, I don't know of anything. I've intentionally not been looking, to be quite honest. I want everything to be cool and new and fresh for me. I'm just double checking all the instruments, by the way. That's why I've gone quiet. I just want to take a couple of minutes here to make sure everything is going okay, and it is. Oh, Matt, I have figured out why your X-Plane is running better, and mine as well, for that matter. And it's just one very simple, very small word. Vulkan. They have some slight Vulkan integration in 1135. So, when we were talking a little while back about sudden frame rate improvements, it's literally because they've finally they're starting to implement Vulkan. And that's making a huge difference. I think I will swap to the C90 after this flight. I've not flown the C90 in a little while, so that'd be kind of fun to do. And thank you for the idea, Dowler, by the way. I know you didn't suggest it, but you threw the idea into my head and now I can't get it out. Because I need more time with this off camera just to figure out how the hell to fly the damn thing. Yeah, it'll take a few hours and I'll figure it out. Then I'll wonder how I ever had problems in the first place, like I do with about everything. I say this to everybody who gets interested in flight sims, and it's like, it's really complicated. I'm like, yeah, until you figure it out, then you wonder how the hell you thought it was complicated in the first place. Hey, DMF. Like, there's so many people that see this, and they're like, they're vaguely interested in planes. They see these streams and other people's streams. I'm not saying I'm the only one that does this, but they see streams of flight sim and they're like, oh, this is actually really interesting, finding out how a plane flies kind of in a safe manner, and seeing all this stuff work out. And then they see me talking about all these weird, complicated things, and they're like, oh my god, no, I could never do this myself. Anybody can do this. It takes a bit of time to learn the basic principles, but once you've got the basic principles down, you wonder how you ever had problems in the first place. Like, even when I've got issues with some stuff, I'm not gonna lie. I can't for the life of me understand non-precision approaches. Which, by the way, I'll be flying in visually today because the weather's nice and this is a small plane that can do that. There's quite high mountains over there, I've just realized. They're off to one side, it'll be fine. Just a bit more of a view, there we go. I'm still concerned about that engine 2 temperature. I'm presuming it's just the indicator's broken, but... Wait, can I... Tappy 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 tap? I'll find out when I get down on the ground and start shouting when the engines died. I can totally see that happening as I get down. It's just like, the engine has died. Congratulations, you've murdered it. Well, it lasted all of an hour. This is not... this is going to be a fun learning period for me. Where I have to learn... Hey, Oxy! Where I have to learn exactly how a Beech Baron 58 works. I'll figure it out eventually. What I need to do, and I didn't do this and I should have, is I need to go through the user's manual for this damn plane, as it turns out. Not crashed that yet. Not... Have I crashed in the tour? I've run out of fuel once. No, I did crash once in the Cirrus towards the start, but that was an icing crash. I tend to be much better with Flight Sim than I am with Farm Sim, in terms of, like, not crashing. Rough landing? Yeah. Can't guarantee the landing will be perfectly smooth. More space, less objects in the sky. This is true, but I am incompetent. And it is surprisingly easy to install one of these. So I do actually have written out in a little notebook here, I can show you guys, both flight plans for today. I don't know if they're showing up particularly well. Yeah, here's the flight plans for today. Made with Sky Vector. And the second flight is going to be significantly long. If I do the second flight in this plane, it'll take like 3 hours. As much as I'd love to have a 5-hour stream, I don't think it's worthwhile. So I'm going to swap to the C90, get it up to speed, get it up to about 12 or 13,000 feet, and we'll cruise along like that for the second flight. I want to get up to speed once I've got to 12 or 13,000 feet. I want to get up quickly and then out. So I got that a bit ass backwards. Oh well. And I do have some lovely Pepsi Max. Pepsi, hit me up for that sponsorship, yo. Yes, Pepsi will totally pair up with a YouTuber with less than 10,000 subs who gets like 12 people watching his streams. The plane's nodding, it seems to agree with me. Quick instrument check here. Everything's looking good. The oil temps are starting to get a bit up there, so I'm just gonna crack open the cowl flaps a small bit. Just to cool off the oil. Stay hydrated, bot says. You've been live for just over 1 hour. By this point in your broadcast, you should have consumed at least 4 ounces, 120 milliliters of water to maintain optimal hydration. Do you know what I say to you, stay hydrated, bot? How much water is in Pepsi? Also, I've been drinking far too much water of late, so it's probably good that I'm not drinking enough during the streams. I say that and immediately launch into drinking more Pepsi. 15 minutes out from Gadba. Our ETA is currently 1747 Zulu. So we're about half an hour out from the airport in theory. And we've got more than enough fuel for both flights, really. but I'm quite happy. But I'm gonna point this out now. I'm gonna have to bring this plane to full cold and dark. I can't do my usual thing where I just leave something on. I have to turn everything off because otherwise it's going to make the battery flat, and I'm going to have problems like tomorrow or whenever I fly this next. So there's gonna be a slight delay as I turn everything on this damn plane off and then put all the various tie downs and chocks and stuff on just to make sure that the plane behaves optimally. And I will need to go through the maintenance as well just to figure out why CHT2 is indicating so highly. So there will be a slight delay in between flights. Am I looking forward to the new Microsoft Flight Sim? I really don't know what to make of that in the nicest possible way. I've signed up for the beta, I've signed up for their early access program thingy, and they have said that everybody who signs up gets into the beta, so I'll give it a go during the beta period, at the very least. And I guess I'll form opinions then. I know Landy is interested in it as well, but he's concerned, I think rightly so, that it'll be on the Microsoft Store and it'll be really real faff to get stuff installed into it and just painful in general. Well, that trailer was CGI. That was a CGI cutscene that was rendered. It was rendered in the engine, but it was CGI. It wasn't. I don't think it was representative to the final product. If it is, holy crap. I think what Microsoft have done, I think it's a good idea, is they bought the old the Flight Sim World engine, and that's why Flight Sim World suddenly just stopped a couple of years back. Which comically is why I hate the devs of that now. I refuse to buy anything from them. But I think it has some promise. The fact capturing real-time 4K just means that they're playing the cutscene. That's the problem with that, is they can word things that it's technically correct. Because if I play a cutscene in 4K on my computer, it'll run probably at 60 FPS. The problem is it's not really rendering in real time, it's just playing a cutscene. So I can capture real-time 4K on my computer. Can I render real-time 4K? Hell to the no. The big concern that I have is that it's going to console, which, if you're a big console fanboy, please just bear with me while I explain why I'm concerned. Sims that go to console tend to be, for the most part, simplified a bit, so the console can do it, can play them effectively. And flight sims tend to have a lot of buttons and fiddly bits, as you might notice, like there. Pretty much all of this is usable buttons. I think this even opens. Oh no, it doesn't. So I am slightly concerned that there may be some simplifying of systems done to suit consoles. The Xbox One does have mouse and keyboard support, but that's not the console they're going to be releasing on. Digital. This is where you're missing out here. This is where you're forgetting something. It's coming out on PC in 2020, and Microsoft have said very openly, very transparently, it'll be on PC first. It's going to be a rare port to console, not a port from console. If it's going to PC first, why? Well, also in 2020, Microsoft are releasing a new console entirely to replace the Xbox One. So I think, this is just my own game theory here. Sorry, MatPat. I think that while Microsoft are saying it'll come to console, it won't come to a console that's currently available. It'll come to the new Xbox that comes out next year. I think it's due out 2020. Which is why there's going to be PC first and then a delay for console. Now, if that's the case, will the new console then have mouse and keyboard support? And are they bringing out a flight sim to... this is something that I think they might do. Are they bringing out a flight sim to show how powerful the console is? And make the most of that mouse and keyboard support? Because mouse and keyboard support is very, very useful in a flight sim. Now, more useful, I would argue, even though I don't have it, more useful is the ability to use real or quasi-real equipment. You can buy working sat-navs. They're not 100% working, but they function as the same as the real world one, that you can by hand physically turn the dials and press the buttons, and it works like the real thing. And you can get huge, like, you can get insane amounts of panels made up to work like one very specific thing, or two. You know, you can get a full button or a full switch panel made up with these exact switches just to run this one plane. You can do that. I've seen people building effectively Cessna 172 cockpits. There's a guy on Twitch who has I think it's a Baron 200 cockpit made up. Then there's the Simfest guys who have a one-to-one replica Boeing 747 cockpit in some dude's garage with like 6 computers running the sim, 3 giant projector screens, and stuff like that. You know, you got people like Delta 213 who has a full level D simulator. None of which is possible on console, might I add. Because the level D sims and even the Simfest, I'm going to call it wonky, but the Simfest 747 using actual 747 parts from old BA stock, consoles can't run those. Consoles can't get near running those. Most PCs can't run them. They need multiple computers because they need a stupid amount of processing power. I mean, it's only a fair... I know that a level D sim, like what Delta 213 has, costs something like $2.5 million. Even the one that the Simfest guys have, that is just bits of planes, bits of 747s that are discarded and pieced back together into a mostly, if not fully functioning cockpit. That's all kind of quite expensive, even to get parts that the planes don't need anymore. Because you're taking away the scrappage value of those parts. Or the reusability value. Like, some of those parts can be put into working planes still. And there's a cost for running computers and all that kind of stuff as well. Wouldn't be surprised the console version of FS 2020 will be like Aerofly. I've never tried it. I've never tried Aerofly. I wouldn't be surprised if it's... It'll be a complex sim. I mean, Microsoft have said that it'll be a flight sim first and foremost. Do I think it'll be P3D level sim or X-Plane level sim? No, I think it'll be a level, just a notch below. Do I think it'll be as basic as FSX was, no, it'll be above that. I think where it'll lie will be somewhere in the FSW region, because I still think they're using the old FSW engine. I think they'll be around there performance-wise. It'll look very pretty, of that I am sure. Microsoft have access to a lot of really cool stuff, and I mean they own Bing Maps, which is what I use to generate my ortho. So it'd be awesome if it was an ortho-based sim, where like, literally the entire world terrain is just Bing Maps. That'd be pretty sweet. The main thing for me though is, will the flight model be any good? I don't care about how pretty it is if I can't fly very well. Or if the planes feel just completely unbelievable. So that's my issue. Microsoft Flight, oh my god, that was terrible. There's a reason that one failed. Yes, let's have a flight simulator, but have it be GA, which, that's fair enough, and have it only be Hawaii. So you can use a real place, yes, and you can only fly around this couple of 100 square miles, yes. In GA, yes. Do you see the problems there? There are no problems. We're Microsoft. We know exactly what people want. Game fails immediately. The A320 did look like Aerosoft. I've got a sneaking suspicion Aerosoft are working on that. That said, I am following with great interest a sim called Deadstick, which, you know, with me making fun of Microsoft, I should probably make fun of Deadstick, even though I love it. So you're making a flight sim? Yes. That's only going to be general aviation? Yes. And what kind of plan are you going for here? Bush flying. Oh, so it's going to be in Alaska? No, it's not going to be in Alaska. Oh, so you're going for the African bush flying? No. Australia? No. America? No. What are you going for there? We're going to be using a fictional map. Okay. And how many, islands or whatever are going to be in... What's this fictional map based on? Alaska. Okay, Alaska's famous for its islands. How many islands are we in this fictional map? One to begin with. But no, on a serious note, Deadstick does look amazing. It's a fiction, like it's a sim that's going to be based on a fictional island or series thereof. There's only going to be one to begin with and only one plane, but it's a really cool concept and I love it. Because the planes get physical damage when you hit them off stuff. Or when you land too heavily, you can physically damage the plane, and there's a persistent damage model, which is something that other sims don't, I don't want to say don't do, but don't do very much of. And don't tend to do very well with. So I'm very interested in seeing how Deadstick will pan out. That's something that I'll be playing when it's out. I'm hoping to get into the closed beta whenever that happens as well. Because I love planes. I like planes. Here's Gadba. And this is... Yes, this is actually the border. So this is Zimbabwe here. This is Zambia here. And this river that we're just coming over right now is the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia. So we are crossing the border right about now-ish. The cloud technology. Cloud technology seems like a good idea, yeah, but then it's very reliant on how good your internet is, which maybe isn't the best idea. Engine 2 has not failed yet. We've been in the air for about an hour, so I'm presuming this indicator is just wrong. 48 miles out. So the airport's going to be in back here somewhere. Because we are basically flying direct. We're still like 182 miles out though. Probably closer to 185 because the waypoint, I think it's an NDB set the waypoint to be. Is a bit out from the airport. Engine 1 and 2 are inside the red box. That's interesting because nothing was showing me that down here. Why are both my COM 1s set to 1228? I've just realised. What's that? COM 1 standby to 1220, that's better. Check of VAT Spy. Somebody in, I'm gonna guess that's 737. Sailing to Kenya. We're sailing to Nairobi from Harare. That's a cool flight to do. I'm also kind of impressed that Nairobi approach and tower online. It's unusual to see ATC online in the middle of Africa. So I got the manifold pressure now up to 20, what is this? 20 inches of mercury, and now we're up to about 160 knots ground speed. About 10 12 minutes out from our next waypoint. So I need to start looking for our airport, and I need to be careful not to pick the wrong one. Oh, I thought we were 100 miles out. We kind of are, but what the hell? Ground speed's 192, which means we've got a nice tailwind. Anyway, everything else aside, we got a nice tailwind because the ground speed's good. Slightly concerned about how the hell we're going to get this thing down. Let's just get some quick weather conditions for FLKK, Kenneth Commodore International. 18 degrees Celsius. It's hardly as warm here as it is in bloody Zambia. Granted, I'm legitimately checking the weather. It's warmer in Ireland than it is in Zambia. Good. 1403. Wind's negligible. 10 plus nothing. 1023. So let's get our QNH in real quick. 1023. So 3921, 3021. It's all an agreement. And I'm now just on the lookout for any indicators of an airport straight ahead. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be over here. But we're still, 30 miles out, so odds are we're not gonna see anything just yet. You gotta wait until they're out, Jim. Jim says. So we'll find out probably tomorrow. I know I have a couple of items, because I already have them. But it's literally just like 2 things that I have. 1 map and 1 vehicle. So the cow flaps. That's going to introduce more drag, which is going to use more fuel, but it's not going to do much else. It's going to reduce our airspeed. So the airport should be directly ahead. Any indications of an airport up there? No. There won't be much wind, because ground winds are pretty calm. Hey, 1174. So quick reminder, once I get this down and parked up, I'm going to have to do some quick procedures to secure the plane, which isn't ideal for the stream, but I do need to get this plane secured. Basically because I'm going to want to use this again at some point, fairly soon, and I don't want the battery to be dead, and I don't want something to be broken, so I'm going to have to be very careful about how I shut this thing down. I want to say that there's the airport. That looks airporty to me. Let me just confer with my map here. And by my map I mean literally Google Maps. So we got 1028 is the runways. I think I'll land 10 because is that in the wind's favor? 140? Yeah, we'll land 10. Or I could, in theory, I'm just looking at it here, there is, at a major international grass airport, might I add, a grass runway that I might be able to use. So that is definitely not the airport, because that's just a river. That, however, is not an airport. That's just a random tall thing. How far out are we? 20 miles. Should be just off kind of here-ish. Hang on. Let's confer with this. And by confer with this, I mean I'm looking at the map to see if I can spot any water feature. It could be this. And I'm really not. Could land in Lusaka City Airport. As Dave is good. How are you doing, Sam? Could definitely land in Lusaka City Airport. What other runways on Lusaka City Airport? Just where's the damn thing gone? We got 0826. 08 with a hilariously huge displaced threshold for some reason. Doing good, good to hear, Sam. Good to hear indeed. So take your pick, guys. We land in City or International. City looks like it's a bit more of a good fit for this plane. International has a much longer runway that I can afford to make mistakes with. City does as well, but huge displaced threshold. It's claiming 5 minutes out already. And oh, hang on a second. That looks like a control tower. Kind of, from a distance. That's some sort of power station. Got fields and stuff over here. Some small lakes that I've probably been missizing in my head. I want to say, oh, that is definitely an airport. Look at that. That is international. That's the international airport. Yeah, apparently I've got scenery for this because that's all mostly, not entirely, matching with what I'm seeing on Google Map or on Bing Maps. So we'll take it into the international airport. Let's disconnect the autopilot and see exactly how flat it wants to bring me in. Fantastic. Airports. We're in Zambia. Lusaka. Conduct International. We have almost no indication of runway stuff. That's super helpful. Right. Let's get the range in here. There we go. Pull the throttle back. It props up to full revs. Mixture's up full. Actually, props can come back. So there. Mix is up full. Boost pumps off. pull the throttle back. So I am hand flying this now. Which in itself is probably a mistake, but oh well. I am somewhat comically flying in the wrong direction, because the airport, you can see it there, it's just off the right wing. But what I'm doing is I'm flying a downwind to number 1 drop altitude, number 2 give myself space when I'm lining up. So we're just going to fly in the wrong direction for a couple of miles here. Give myself a 3-mile final, I want to say. We're at 2 miles currently. So we'll just level off a small bit at 6,000 feet. The bit where I'm probably going to look at chat a bit less, because I do want to just make sure that I'm not making some unholy mistake. There's 3 miles, so let's turn finals, drop a notch of flaps. It's probably not quite a 3-mile final, but we'll call it that. Actually, no, I do want the props feathered. Small bit, that'll do. That'd be like something good. Throttles back a bit more. Full. Hey, Devin. As far as all going good, as things with you do. Not my greatest landing ever. You always have flames and smoke in your landings. That means you're not landing well. There we go. Minimalist with the props. Or, you know, not. That works too. The correct term for what you do is crash. I just need to figure out where I want to park up. Looks like there's a bit of a GA area there, so I guess we turn in here. We're gonna be swapping planes after this, but before we do anything of the sort, I need to figure some stuff out with this one. Why is there United CRJ there? United CRJ, you are very lost. Okay, parking brake on. Is down, boost pumps off, 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 off. Maintenance report. What's going on with this damn thing? Cylinders are okay. Cylinder compression is all fine. Might be just the oil's wrong. Everything's fine there. What do I put into this one? 10W30? 10W30. 10W30. Oh, that's what was going wrong. The spark plugs were different. Yeah, that's what the problem was. I had a different spark plug in the right engine, so it was going a bit crazy. So I'm just going to really quickly log out of VATSIM. And we're going to swap to the C90 for our second flight, so... Where is it? Baron 58, King Air, E1000 Skyhawk, C90. And we're at Lusaka. I'll go for GA.3. Just give the time. Actually, no, that'll be fine. Lima, that's fine. So this will take a few minutes. In the meantime, I can get Project Fly set up. There we go. Maybe enter. Let's see. Oh, do I not have? There we go. GRDT. Paste route. Dispatch. Play now. Connect. Flight plan is yes. What's our TAS as 200? Not 2,000. Good lord. Bring this over here so you can see it. We're taking off from FLKK. Our departure time is going to be probably about 18:15 Zulu. Cruising altitude will be, we'll go 15,000 feet. Our route is Idnop, Romeo 782 Fox, Labon, and our destination is Fox Whiskey Kilo India. Destination number, yeah, that's all fine. Send. And first things first, let's double check fuel in this. Kind of glad I did. Let's just give it all of the fuel. Apply those changes. Actually, external power would be perfect. External power, avionics master. Get the EFS on. We'll just really quickly plug in our flight plan here. Flight plan. Clear this one. So going from there to Ib. Not P. From Ibnop, it is then. This wasn't on the flight plan that I followed the VATS in, but this is on the route. Nesak. And then, will there be any issues in the plant contest? Probably there will be, because it's a farm sim community. X Alu, so back to X. Not XAL, Xalu. And then Labon. Malawi. And Fox Whiskey Kilo. Yeah. Fox. Whiskey. Kilo. India. For Lilongwe. And our altitude is going to be... Did I say 12 on the flight plan? I've forgotten already. 15,000. Let's get the engines ready to go. And start engine 2. Good start engine 2. Start engine 1. And I've forgotten control I'll need for this to work, because I always forget which control it is that I need for that. Why is that not wanting to turn on? No, really, why is this not turning on? I have clearly forgotten something. What have I forgotten? Yes, that's what I'd forgotten. The actual EVIS button. So the anti-ice can come off, that's just not necessary. Crossfeed. There you go. Now the boost pumps do need to be on. That was a dumb idea, Dave. External power still attached. We can detach that. And now we're on gens. Burst is not ready. That's fine. Set up our flight director. Fuel damper engaged. Hold on, nav. GPS. Well, let me arm nav. That's fine. So let's get some throttle into the engines. Disconnect the parking brake. Here we go. gonna take off the same runway. I need 10. Yeah, that's fine. So now I got the plane set up. And figured out what went wrong in the Baron. We're just gonna be, no, I don't want that. I want that, no. There we go. Try to want to access flight plan, just go direct to Ibnab. Close that down. Hello, simulate! Should I potentially hop on the TeamSpeaks after the stream? I have no idea where I'm going, by the way, because I thought I'd be on the runway by now. Have I taken a wrong turn here? Oh, hang on, that's a runway stop point. I hope this is the right runway. Si, signor. I mean, I could hop on now as well, for all it matters. Please tell me this is runway 10, because if not, I'm going to be very confused. Hey, it is runway 10. Without further ado, strobe light needs to come on. And the landing lights. Let's go. Right, gear up. And over 100 knots, flaps up.
Too low, gear.
Altitude select and nav. And climb.
500, too low, gear. 400.
That was mildly terrifying. Is there a flight director one? I could have sworn there was a flight director one. To switch. Climb, you good of a plane. There we go. No, Bandit, you're on the phone. Have you just woken up, Sid? Have you just woken up, you lazy bugger? You lazy bugger. The bar is now open, ladies and gentlemen. However, our bar does not allow for smoking. It sounds like a sound from a bloody Game Boy. I'm sorry, but the princess is in another castle. Please try again later. Hey, Nick. Let's have a bright cabin. All the bright people can now hop into the plane, despite the fact that we are currently at 6,000 feet. I feel like we can climb faster than this plane. I feel like you can do better. I feel like I've overdone it just a touch. That's more like it. Fuel flow can come back. We've got too much temp going on. There we go. Plane, do you want to maybe climb? There we go. So we are 12 minutes out from Ibnop. That's 87 miles. It's a 300-mile trip. And we're already going about the same speed as we topped out at in the Baron. So this should take... Yeah, it's saying less than an hour. Even at this speed, so... I'm doing something right. Can the plane maybe climb it a skosh, just a skosh faster, please? Can I trim the plane to do a bit faster ups? Yes. Why is it not trimming by itself, though? The plane should be able to trim by itself. That'll do. How's it going, Nick? Mr. Ango? Oh dear, the bloody chat's disconnected again. Come on. Reconnect. Be a good little pretzel. Restream, whatever. There we go. There we go. I made it work. I just realized we've got $300 miles to go. Going 150 knots. There's going to be 2 hours left. So, yeah. Oh my god, I misread the bloody timer. Saying 8 o'clock Zulu, and I thought, oh, it's 7:15 now, so it's less than an hour. No, it's about 2 hours. That makes a hell of a lot more sense. And we got tons of fuel, so I can just leave the fuel mix as is. That all makes a ton more sense now that I've realised that I was using the wrong bloody time zone. Peter H should be on. Windshield anti-ice can go to normal, because I don't need that. Pitot, oh, I've left the pitot heat off by mistake. Any air controls indicating up. Not seeing any indication otherwise, that's fine. Let's just hop out and double check the landing gear is in fact up. And it is, you can see the gear popping out the bottom of there. But why exactly the plane doesn't want to climb is beyond me. Climb. Something set over here that's... Well, one thing's for sure. We're above transition altitude, so we're actually at 10,500 feet. You know, it's probably just the amount of fuel, but I've gotten this damn thing that's causing the issue. Still, we'll be accelerating once we get to 15,000. Eventually. There we go. It looks like I'm going to have to manually trim the plane, which is mildly annoying. Is the autopilot doing some sort of trim? No. It's not, and that's really, really irritating. Any upsies? There we go. We gained some altitude real fast there. Well, the plane's now decided it wants to. Oh my god. Vertical speed. Up. Just climb, please. Oh, that's all I'm asking you. You're a plane. You should be able to get to 12 or 15,000 feet. There we go. How's Vatspy looking? Nearest ATC is still in Nairobi. And at 738 is showing slant X-ray, which isn't correct for a 738. By the way, I should point this out. This isn't, theoretically, this isn't a Boeing 737 MAX. As the MAXes are B73 Mike, or Bravo 73 Mikes. There's a 777, 320, 777, 737, 777, 737, 777. I wonder what planes are popular on VATSIM. We shall never know. 777. A Sikorsky helicopter flying from Cork to, that's supposed to be Waterford. You screwed it up, hold on. A320. 767. Ooh, you don't see many of those online. A320, A319, A320, 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 747. You go, dude who's flying from Montreal to Israel. 737. Yeah, 737s and A320s are hilariously overrepresented. It was a Dreamliner. 757. Don't see many of those. There's another one. A340. Definitely don't see many of those on VATSIM. Good lord. TBM 900. A320. 787. 747. 777. 757. A330. That nobody else will see as an A330 because you've screwed it up. It's just supposed to be an A332. A350-900, don't see many of those, but 737, 787, 777, 747, A320, Shamrock 139, that is in real life, a 330, and he is flying a 330. Nice. Coming up through 13.9 for 14. Flight level 139 for 140. 1,000 to go. All these little beeps and boops that happen with the plane, they're all different warnings for me, by the way. If you've not watched these before, the beeps and boops that happen are not only expected but anticipated. We are now 3 minutes out from Ibn Op. We should be hitting Ibn Op about the same time we hit... No, we'll hit 150 before we hit Ibn Op. And then we'll be accelerating. In order to accelerate, let's fill the props. .6 14.7, 300 to go. Eventually, maybe, Liam, but initially, no. Should go without saying, considering they're not going through full testing at all. But apparently, it needs to be said, the console will not get the initial release of mod contest stuff for Farm Sim. It's not up to the modder initially. Right now, Giants want to get everything out as quickly as possible, so it's PC only because they can't afford the time to do testing. So the modder ones is irrelevant for the contest. Everything's going to be PC only. There's 15,000. Should now start accelerating. Except for not. So let's push the engines up a bit. Okay, we should be able to hold, but we're still climbing for some reason. Probably something to do with that. Yeah, I was down to the trim. See. Now it'll actually accelerate. In theory. This should start climbing. But it's not because I don't have props quite right. Yeah, 182 across the ground, that's our cruise speed right there, 185 airspeed, so we're nowhere near that. There we go, now we're speeding up. Slowly but surely. We should be putting the ETE back a bit as well, or the ETA. In theory, we should be going another 20, nearly 30 knots. Actually, 30 knots almost exactly faster through the air. wanted to go 190 knots, I would have just pushed the Baron to its limits. We're 15,300 feet. I'm not entirely sure why we're up this high, but that would explain why we've been having issues. Will I be playing Farm Sim tonight? No. I want to play. I want to play other games sometimes. And right now, I honestly, and this could come across as mean, but it's just me being honest. I don't have much of an interest in Farm Sim at the moment. I'm really kind of waiting on, I guess, a few mods to come out that'll really grab me. Bloody. Stop disconnecting, you get. Hey, Sinner Gang. How you doing today, dude? Welcome back, Massey. We're in a different plane now, if you haven't noticed. We're now in the Beech King Air C90. I'm doing good, Sin. How are you? You're doing good, yes. You had food play GTA, forgot how fun it was. Yeah, I know that feeling where you forget how good games are. And you're like, why did I not play this in forever? And you slowly come to the realization that it's fun because you've not played it in forever. Right, that'll have to do. Let's gaze upon the wonders of the African savannah. From November 4-3X received. Yeah, probably. Some games you don't play because they're not fun. Like, I know several games that I don't play because I don't enjoy them at all. But some games you enjoy them and you go back because you haven't played them in a long ass time. And they feel fresh again. Like, I know for a fact that FSX will not feel fresh to me ever again, so I'm probably never going to touch it again. GTA 5 story is so good. I don't play. I never finished the storyline in GTA 5. I played through it like 3 or 4 times. I never actually finished the storyline. It's the same with me in Skyrim. Like, I've got about 60 hours in Skyrim. Never finished it. So one thing I'm not going to do for the remainder of the stream is fiddle the time. Because if I've got this right, we should be landing with some lovely evening lighting. If I've got it wrong, it's going to be super dark. And we're now playing time zone lottery, effectively. You can run. You can run off externals for sure. I'm not sure how well it'll run, but you can run it. So I got through Black Flag. Neither have I, actually. Or Witcher 3. Oh, simulate! Somebody's brought up The Witcher! Mr. Simulate has been absolutely addicted to The Witcher 3 of late. It's been hilarious. It's been absolutely hilarious. Because he goes silent on TeamSpeak for hours on end, and he comes back and just says, "I was playing The Witcher." I should play The Witcher again at some point. But I think my plan for tonight is to try and acclimatise myself with the Baron correctly. Jumping straight in on stream is a terrible idea because it's so very different to anything else I have. Jumping straight in was a bad idea. Shouldn't have done that, but oh well. 15 minutes out from Nesak. Why are we climbing again, plane? So at Nesak, we got 235. Well, we've got 235 miles to go. Currently. No, stop climbing. You're already above 15,000, which is the altitude you should be at. Stop this nonsense plane. go down a bit more. So what I want from you right now is just some downward motion. Why is the autopilot being a git? That's not down, that's up. Down plane. Okay, autopilot should now have control over trim. So it should start behaving a bit better now. Problem again, since picture Skyrim, you get sidetracked technicalities. Yeah, that's what this happened to me with Skyrim, is I found all the side quests. Better Scrolls 6 ends up like Fallout 76. That'll be a lot of people just done with Bethesda. I'm already questioning whether I want it. With the whole Fallout 76 debacle, I don't know if I trust Bethesda anymore. Because, like, aside from the absolute bug-ridden mess that was completely broken, they promised a canvas bag, specifically canvas bag with the collector's edition, and people were sent these really cheap $2 nylon bags you could get in like a budget store anywhere in the world. I feel kind of like that Battle Royale nonsense is number one, cashing in on the popularity of Fortnite and PUBG, but number two, it's a desperate attempt to try and get some attention on the game, which I don't know if I don't like the idea. I'm still against multiplayer Fallout, because the whole point of it, in my eyes at least, is... Am I losing speed now because I've throttled back too much? The whole point of Fallout is that you have this sense of loneliness because you're, like... Fallout 3, you're the lone wanderer, I think it was. Or lone survivor. Fallout 3, you're the lone wanderer. Fallout 4, you're the lone survivor. There's supposed to be this kind of foreboding sense of loneliness throughout the games, and having it be massively multiplayer kind of destroys that undercurrent of nuclear war is really bad. Look at how few people there are, and how factionalized and marginalized the people that remain are. Even Fallout New Vegas, you were just a dude or a woman. You were just like a random courier, but the storyline as you go on, it reveals that there were multiple couriers. You're the last one left. It's been a theme throughout the whole of Fallout that you are the last one. Or the only one. Or the loneliness has been a theme of the games, and I don't like the fact that 76 had it become massively multiplayer to try and cash in on something or other. To me, it defeated, I guess, the point of Fallout. Definitely took away the biggest narrative feature, which was the loneliness, and that was just an inherent part of the story. Let's update the map real quick. It's the wrong shade of green. Mark this as done, even though it's not. It's the wrong shade of green, Dave. Kamuzu International Airport. In area... I'm not even kidding. This airport that we're heading to right now, Kamuzu International Airport, is not in Area 51, it's in Area 52. Which if I zoom out a bit, there's 55. Is there an Area 51? I'm guessing if there's an Area 52, there must be an Area 51 somewhere in Malawi. We got runway. To find the number for this one. The other number isn't showing up very well. Oh, they're both on tarmac. That's lovely. So it is FWKI. Charts. Airports. FWKI, please. There we go. 1432. Fantastic. 133313. Numbers are always numbered then. 3.5 kilometers by 45 meters. That's more than enough to land on a C90. That's all perfect. Should be approaching the halfway. Yeah, we're about halfway now. Yeah, just before halfway, not quite there yet. But it is starting to get very dark, I'm noticing. The sun is, I want to say it's mostly, if not entirely set. I don't know, it's still there. Gotta run. I'll be here for another hour or so. I gotta be a really professional YouTuber and look at my phone. That's what all YouTubers do, and all streamers do, isn't it? They just sit looking at their phone for like hours on end. There was something I wanted to look up, but I can't remember what, so I'm just gonna browse Twitter. About to make the turn, non-turn to Exalu. We're 17 minutes. Oh wow, these legs are going significantly faster than I'd anticipated. I've only got 180 miles to go. That's less than an hour because we're going 190, 203 ground. Yeah. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to find the two sources I want to turn off here. And that. And I'm going to have my dinner with the webcam off. So you don't have to watch me eating. Because I have steak and potatoes and carrots. And lots of gravy. Excessive amounts of gravy. The real trick is going to be trying to get the plate onto my desk. I think I got it. I kind of got it. Cables are everywhere. Oh, no, it's a miss. Sit down. There we go. So I'm hoping I've got... screw it, I'll turn the webcam back on. Why not? I'm hoping that there's enough time to... I know I just said, oh, turn off the webcam so you don't have to watch me. Screw it, you get to watch me. I'm hoping there's enough time for me to have my dinner and get to Ixala. We've got just under an hour left. Because we're at 1858 Zulu currently. ETA is 1949, so. And actually, that'll be more than enough time to have my dinner. Oh, gravy mushroom. I've already got ketchup on there from my burger that I had earlier. Is it coming out? It's not really showing up on the webcam. It's these dark patches on my top that aren't really showing up. They're bits of ketchup from a burger I had earlier. I was munching away and all the sauce came out. I was very angry. Right, it is time to turn the... Oh, all those lights are already on. It's looking like a... Yeah, I'm gonna just really quickly just zip the time back by just under an hour, about half an hour. In-game. I know I said I wouldn't do it, but just so you guys have something to look at. Still going? Yep. I'll give you a nice camera angle of all this going on. Just so there's something to look at. Your destination, we got about just under an hour left. If you look at the top of the screen, there's actually all that info up over there, up at the very top. That's the flight information. Engine problem still? We're in a different plane now, Ethan Mister. I discovered the source of what I thought was an engine problem, and it was in fact that I had a different spark plug in engine 2 than in engine 1, and as a result it was giving a reading that apparently was being calibrated off engine 1, so, or the engines had mismatched numbers, so it was just fake numbers effectively. This we're flying now doesn't have any spark plugs. It's actually got jet engines. Have I had an engine failure yet? Technically yes, because was it last week? Or the week before, I actually ran out of fuel, so a double engine failure technically. Granted, that happened on the ground, but it's still technically a double engine failure. Like when the engines failed, I was taxiing to park at the end of the flight. Got enough fuel now? I got more than enough fuel. I could probably make a return journey with the amount of fuel I have left. So that's not a factor. It's not good for landing? No, it's better than you'd think. Hey, and having like tons of fuel left in the plane is actually fine in planes this small. It only actually becomes a problem when you get to long haul planes, effectively. Do a lot of well, not ascend a lot. What some planes do, what some airlines do is they'll actually load up. I'll say, I think Ryanair probably do this. They load up like 2 or 3 flights worth of fuel in an airport where fuel's particularly cheap, and they'll take off for the first flight of the day and not refuel for 2 legs of the, or two legs, or whatever. They just carry excess, more fuel than they need because it's cheaper. It cuts costs. Where you won't find that happening is in the likes of 777s, 787s, 767s, 757s sometimes. With the exception of like the really weird short haul flights in wide bodies that happen in the US and Japan. You won't really find what happens if we're flying to a mountainside. The plane doesn't fly anymore. The main point I'm trying to raise is it doesn't matter if I'm landing with more fuel than I actually need to land. The only minor issues I have to land slightly faster, like 1 or 2 knots faster. But it's such a small issue that it's not worth even considering. Oh, the plane will most likely look like it's on fire. There'll be fire effects, but it'll just pop up in the top right hand side like you crashed. Point is though, that's not gonna happen. There are legs where it could. That's not gonna happen today. There are legs where it could, especially when I'm around Tibet and Bhutan, that kind of area where I'm having to deal with the Himalayas. In the US, when I'm dealing with the Rockies. In South America, when I'm dealing with the Andes. But other than that, not really. Like, the only time I need to worry about mountains is when they're really big mountains. So, like when I'm flying into Paro, Bhutan, that's going to be an interesting landing. But not when I'm flying into Malawi. When I'm flying into Lilongwe, it's not going to be much of an issue. There's a problem with using BMNG damage models outside of BMNG, by the way. And especially in a game like X-Plane. This is already kind of slamming my computer pretty hard because it's having to calculate the aerodynamic properties of this aircraft in real time. And it's basically calculating how the air would flow over this aircraft in whatever situation I put it into. As well as simulating the engines, the temperatures, any systems on board the aircraft. And that's before you get to any damage model. I'd much prefer to have an accurate flight model than to have an accurate damage model. And I'd much prefer, like, it can calculate when a system's gone wrong and kind of show the effects. but in terms of like physical damage on the plane, it's not really going to show much, ever. Because there's no need for it to do that. If your plane's damaged enough that there's a physical, like, if there's a visible problem with it, then you're not going to fly it. And if that happens up in the air, the odds are you're not going to be landing it either. Because aircraft wings, if they're hit by something in the air, don't really dent as much as they disintegrate. BMG is very good. Heath, just FYI, you see up at the top where it's saying SPD, that's my airspeed, or my ground speed, that's 206 knots. If you multiply that by 1.13, you will get my actual speed along the ground, and it's going to be approximately 230 miles an hour. 220, 230 miles an hour. That's how fast planes go. This is a small plane, you know, it's granted it's twin engine, but it is very small compared to a 737. And it's going 200 and whatever miles an hour along the ground. You hit something at that speed, it's not going to cause a dent, it's going to cause an explosion or something to fall off entirely, or just breakages. So BMG damage model is kind of pointless in flight sims. Yeah, like even if it does leave a dent, you've got a lot of air being pushed. You've got I think my indicated airspeed is 150 knots, which is approximately 170 miles an hour. And that, you know, you're pushing against that amount of air, it's going to get into that dent, it's going to cause bigger issues, and it's going to rip bits off anyway. That's where the BMG model kind of breaks. It just completely doesn't deal with high speed at all. You can try that yourself by downloading a mod for BMG that goes super fast. It just starts ripping random bits off at high speed. Because it's a damage model that isn't built to deal with high speeds. But I do agree that for cars it is a fantastic flight model. For cars that is a good flight model. For cars that is a fantastic damage model. But for planes, not really. Planes tend to just rip apart. You see any pictures of plane crashes, very rarely bits that just have a dent. It's usually bits that have been spread over a couple of miles. Even low speed crashes, it's usually bits have fallen off. What the hell is a bull light? Is that autocorrect doing something stupid? Or is that a word that I don't know? Car. Okay. Someone gave it wings and stuff. Well, unless BMG has a very advanced aerodynamic model, it's not, you're never going to be able to land something And unless the guy that gave it wings is very good at aerodynamics, he's probably not got the center of lift quite right. So it probably flies like a brick. That might be our airport over there. I don't think it is, but it might be. It does gravity, which helps. I mean, it helps when you stall, yeah, but you actually do need some even rudimentary bit of aerodynamic simulation going on to deal with flight, because that's all flight is aerodynamics in action. Like, if you took a Formula 1 car and for some reason you turned it upside down and got it up to the speeds the Formula 1 car goes at, it would take off tail first, because there's a lot more downforce produced by the rear wing, but it would fly. It would just fly at a nose down attitude for some reason. Also, it'd be very unstable because all the aero would be upside down. No, it would just go backwards very fast and have very little grip. Like, if you were to get a plane to go backwards fast enough, it wouldn't be stuck down to the ground, it would just go backwards really fast and not have a whole lot of traction. Reverse the downforce grace lift eventually, yes. But what you're forgetting there is it's down to the angle of the wings. Going backwards with Formula 1 wings just means you're going backwards with Formula 1 wings very quickly. It doesn't produce lift. If you were to drive it upside down, that's when you'd start getting lift. Because then the entire wing angle is reversed. By reversing aerodynamics, you're not looking at, let's say, the x-axis, which is the flat. You're looking at the y-axis, which is vertical. You want to be flipping the y-axis to get the wings reversing. Flipping the x-axis just has them working backwards. Money is the true cause of all problems. Humanity is the cause of all problems. The human condition is the the real cause. Because we want nice things, but to have nice things, we have to pay money for them. Because the people who have the nice things want to sell the nice things. So they can in turn buy what they consider nice things. That's where I put it. I was looking for my fish oil tablets because I'd forgotten to take one today. Still 104 miles out from our destination. So that's roughly, what, half hour? Thereabouts. I'm back with you guys properly now. I can move my Dave can hear Dave audio mic back up. That's what this mic is used for. It's used just so I can hear myself. It sounds bad, but it's so that I know when I'm talking. I hear some confidence. Nearest ATC is now in Cape Town, South Africa. Second nearest is in Ben Gurion, Israel. And after that's like most of Europe. Land at night, please. I'll be landing whatever time this gives me. Because the problem is, at night it gets very, very dark in X-Plane. X-Plane does night very well. And by very well, I mean very dark. It doesn't come across well on streams, which is a bit of a shame. So if I made it real time, which you might not know is that you might not know this, but I'm not playing in real time. If I make it real time, it's 21 minutes past 9 in Malawi right now, and that's the kind of view you'd get of everything. Now I can see the plane here. I can see perfectly where the plane is. The problem is you can't, which is why go into this menu and just zip it back to, we'll say, 5:30, so we get kind of night, but not really. Infinite flight's impossible at night. This is very, very possible at night. In fact, it's, I would argue, easier because you can see the runways very clearly. Ground clouds. Ah, we're back into the area of Africa that has ground clouds. You know that we're heading into little used scenery. X-Plane, I would argue, is easier at night because the, I mean, you can see the lights on the ground there. They're very bright and very clear, and they're probably 11,000 to 12,000 feet below me. Even if I'm up at, 41,000 feet in a 737, I can see these lights perfectly clear. Hey, Greek dude. Explains ground lights, unlike it in front flight. Well, Infinite Flight doesn't have runway lighting. That's not a very good flight simulator if it doesn't have runway lighting. Fox Whiskey. Kill India. 128.7, 23 degrees, 10:22, so we're landing on 4. What's QNH? QNH 1022. Finish with apricots. Delicious. Make some delicious jam with apricots. And peaches coming in 10 days. I'm not a big fan of peaches. I like apricot jam, but not peaches. Peaches just seem boring to me. It's getting a bit darker than I'd like at this point, so I'm just going to nudge time back by, let's say 10 minutes or so. Which, this is the amount of difference 10 minutes can make, by the way. Because we're 10 minutes from Labon. And then from Labon we've probably got another 15-20 minutes of flight to the airport, and then however long it takes me to get this down to the ground. And down to the ground and sort it out. All of the warning sounds. Said before I get there, it was 40 degrees from morning till night. No, thank you. I'll have a pass on that. By the way, if ever this looks like this, I'm probably dead already. Because these are all the different warning lights this plane has. And right now the only 2 warning lights I have on are the 2 auto feather lights, which are supposed to be on. That's why they're green. Green tells me that something's okay. Here, by the way, I've not shown you, is the interior to the C90. It's got 4 passenger seats, but they're quite luxurious. I wouldn't want to be in one of ones facing backwards. That would confuse the crap out of me. Especially on takeoff, where you're flung effectively forwards. What's our... anything else? 4,000... Set 7,000 then, just have 3,000 feet to play with. Which means we're dropping... 8,000 feet? Yeah, 8,000. 8 threes are 24. So I'm going to need to watch this now. Once we hit about 25, 26 miles on this distance to Whiskey Kilo, India, we will start our descent. But for now, we're going to keep everything up. We're going to keep speeds up. We're going to keep everything going just the way they are. 2 knot headwind, so that's not an issue. Time to go, 6 minutes until we reach our next waypoint. one should have weather. Flying for an hour 10. We got approximately 20 minutes left. There we go. Sync headings. There's an airport down there. If that had a third runway joining these two, I would say it was probably an old airfield from World War II, but it doesn't, so it's a bit of a pointless guess. There's another airport, I can just see it there. And the reason I can tell they're airports, by the way, is they're super bright white. Which hints that there's a lot of lights in one place. That might be our airport, actually. Although I doubt it, because our airport should be over there. Alright, Discount Taylor Swift, calm down. Where's Pretzel? Yeah, Pretzel. You're Pretzel. Oh wait. Discount Taylor Swift. It has been amazingly quiet in chat today. I think everybody's chilling out a bit far from their keyboards. Don't blame you, because it's been like really nice. Well, I said really nice weather here. No, it was raining earlier. So just a nice day, nice chill game. Don't exactly blame you for being a bit quiet. I might. I am squawking charity, good. That was Moziera still for some reason. So, 2 minutes out from Laban, at which point I'd really want to worry about how far we are from the airport, because that's when I'll be starting our descent, or when we'll be starting our descent is will be based largely upon how far out we are. It's all good. All engine indicators are good. Floodlight's not really necessary. Oh, maybe it is, because that seemingly. I don't know, that was. I just happened to hit it at the same time that the. Everything happened. Or at the same time that the sun dipped a bit more. There's a little airport over there. It's probably a lot bigger than I'm giving it credit for. I would guess it's a regional airport. Regional airfield. Judging by the fact that it's lit. And it appears to be next to a town. Nine, 8. Oh no. There we go, direct track 102. Degrees. I want to sync heading. Oh, let's sync to where it was. Sync heading again. There we go. Now I open up the flight plan page, and we keep track of. Actually, I can just go direct. Didn't notice that the second. Second GPS here, because I can set that direct to the airport. And now we got 55.3, 55.2. Yep, they are in agreement. So, let's say 30 miles out, I'll start down, which will be reduced throttle, hit the set mode there. That'll be good. That was just warning me that I had no electrical power being generated because I wasn't using the inverter. That's what the boo 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 noise was. Why are we... Oh! Autopilot engage. Nav. Altitude hold. Autopilot engage. Something went wrong there. $47 out, 17 miles, top descent. Don't do that. So I wanted you to do. We have the number readily available no matter what view I'm in. No matter what I'm looking at. We already have landing lights on, we already have taxi light on, we already have our everything barring flaps and gears set up to land. Let's get our fuel mix going back up full. $44 miles out now, 14 miles top of descent. I would wager that is just some ground lighting, yeah, some random ground light. Don't have the airport in sight just yet, but it should be fully lit. Just want to verify. Surface harm, lighting. I'm going to presume that it's fully lit. Considering it's an international airport, I would hope that it's going to be fully lit. Oh, it will be. I can see on Bing Maps the runway lighting. That's fantastic. And we've got poppies. We've got poppies. Poppies both ends. Yes, we do. Fantastic. 40 miles out now, 10 miles stop drop. We will be there in no time. What the hell? Apparently in a Pink Floyd song, they actually read out the checklist to start a Cessna 182. I shall now read some Pink Floyd lyrics. Friction lock set, mixture rich, propellers fully forward, flaps set 10 degree, engine gauges and suction check, mixture set to maximum percent, pre-check, flight instruments, altimeters check both, garbled word on, navigation lights on, strobes on. Confirm 38 Echo ready for departure. Hello again, this is now 129.4. 129.4, it's to go. You may now commence your takeoff, winds over 10 knots. 38 Echo, easy on the brakes, take it easy, it's gonna roll this time. Just hand the power gradually. And it... Why is there a Cessna 182 checklist in a Pink Floyd song? Things that I will never know the answer to. 29.2, let's hit descent mode. Hi, stop this. Hit descent. Roll, throttles back. We're on our way down. I can't see the airport yet. This is gonna end well. Trying to think of the song. I can tell you the name of it. It's called Learning to Fly. Learning to Fly by Pink Learning to Fly by Pink Floyd. Learning to Fly by Pink Floyd at 2 minutes 7 seconds into the song. There is the checklist to start a Cessna 172. Or 182. And then takeoff clearance. Which I'm really not sure why it's in there. Although, that's not actually a start checklist. That's a run-up checklist. Or before takeoff checklist, at least. That's before takeoff. Friction lock, mixture, props, flaps. Yeah, with flaps set 10. Engine gauges and suction. Yeah, that's a before takeoff checklist. They used that plane in the European tour? A Cessna 182! Are you sure, DMF? Are you 100% sure that Pink Floyd used a Cessna 182 in their European tour? Do you want to maybe just Google what a Cessna 182 looks like? Because I can't see Pink Floyd flying one of those. Then again, Air Force One was temporarily DC-3, so who knows? There's the airport. And we're actually coming in for the correct runway as well. Yeah, 20 miles out, there's the airport. Fantastic. We close that, take off autopilot. We don't need autopilot. We'll start lining up from a long final, 15-ish miles or so. Ease off on the whole descending thing for now. There we go. My aircraft. Airport in sight. I'm gonna do a weird thing here and just fly at normal-ish base. Sweet! I'll be landing in approximately 5 to 6 minutes. And then I will be on the TeamSpeaks after stream. And then roll. I will most definitely not be playing anything after the stream because, oh my god, my PC is extremely hot and it's kind of hurting my leg. The igniters are now on. Props full RPM. On. Or flaps half, or whatever way you want to call that. You're thinking Card Grow Logic 747? 747 sounds a lot more likely for a band to use on a tour. A Cessna 182, not so much. Touch high, so let's bring airspeed, well, bring airspeed up slightly, bring our altitude down a lot. That's 1,000 feet to 7,000. 4 now as our altitude. I can get rid of that warning light. Dead unlock, 3 green. Seven miles to go. Approximately 1,000 foot. AGL. Above ground level. More throttle. I'm very close to stall, so I'm not going to throw in any more flap. Basically going in at minimum speed already. We apparently are on the ILS. Those lights are beautiful. Lights of Lilongwe. Nappies are good. Should get 500 in a moment.
500.
We get minimums at 200, which will be the second or third bar on this. 400. Keep coming down. We get good rates. Little marker. The glider's used in the music video. That makes even less sense. There we go. Not my best landing ever, but it'll do. Now lights can come off. Let's get the strobe. Hey, Firmerton. When am I going to stream Farm Sim again? It'll probably be Wednesday, because I'm assuming the mods for the mod contest are coming out tomorrow. Plan A is tomorrow, Plan B is Wednesday. Depends on when the mod contest mods come out. Down. Parking brake set. Feather those. Turn these off. Turn this off. And just going down. Off, 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 off. External power on. Batteries off. Gens off. Avionics off. Stuff can come off. And that should be about everything, so let's turn off the external. So that's gonna do it for today. Was there a spike because people came in to ask me when Farm Sim was gonna be back? I'll be on Farm Sim tomorrow. Tomorrow or Wednesday, depends on when the mods come out. That's gonna do it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. There were two quite nice flights. I need to get used to the Baron 58 again with the rep, especially trying to land full flaps. But until next time, stay safe. Next time might not necessarily be tomorrow, by the way. I should be very clear with that. My stream deck doesn't want to work. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.